Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Well, I thought tonight we would do something kind of fun. You may remember, if you've been on this channel a while, that a few years back I owned a 1993 full-size Chevy Blazer. It was the full-size version, half-ton. It was not the one based on the S10. This was the one that was the predecessor to the Tahoe. It was the same thing as a Tahoe, except it was only in a two-door version, and they just called them a Blazer for whatever reason. Blazers, there were Blazers way on back there, so that was the last of the line for the full-size one. They all went to Tahoes. 93 was it. 94 started the Tahoe, and no more Blazers. So anyway, I owned that thing for a while. I bought that as a repo from one of these rip-off loan places, and it ran and drove decently. Had a lot of miles on it. It had been wrecked at least once. Had a crappy paint job on it. Interior was an ass. So it was just basically rough around the edges for sure. But the main thing that was interesting about that is it was a V8 with a 5-speed in it, and it was not a converted 5-speed. It was originally a 5-speed truck, and I had an idea that it was pretty rare because of that. So at some point way on back there when I had that thing, I got on this website here called comp9.com, and back then you could get a free trial, which I don't think they do that anymore, but you could put your VIN number in if you own a Chevy or some kind of GM vehicle, and it would give you a breakdown of all the options it had when it was made, how many other vehicles of that same year and model also had those options. So anyway, that told me right away that thing was rare, because you're going to see in here some very low production numbers on stuff. So anyway, I marked out the VIN number. Nobody needs to know that because I don't own it anymore. Who knows where it's at? Who cares? But don't go looking up the VIN number. Anyways, a 93 Blazer was produced June 1st, 1993. Now it says in there, it says 20,136 vehicles matching that year and model. In our database, that means there was 20,136 total 1993 Blazers, half-ton Blazers made that year. So anytime you see that same number again, 20,136, that means that whatever that option was, they all came with that mandatory. And then you're going to see over in the right column over here, it's going to say matches. That means that's going to tell you how many other 1993 Blazers also shared that option. So start out, let's read these off here. First one is a UWO speaker system, 4-speaker dual front. This means it had the upgraded stereo. And that one, there was 19,926 also had that one. UX1, this is the, basically it says equalizer. It means it had an equalizer over there where the tape normally was. And this one, 13,863 also had that year. It had a U16 tachometer. Those were optional, believe it or not. 15,370 also had that one. It had the VK3 front license plate mounting bracket. 17,851 also had that one. Just a code for a complete vehicle, 20,136, so they were all that way. Had V10 cold climate provisions, which I'm not sure what that was. If that was a stronger battery, maybe a stronger heater, I'm not sure. I may have had a block heater in it, might have been what it was, because that truck came from either North or South Dakota, and it gets cold up there. So only 2,238 had that. Wasn't very common. V22 chrome grill, just basically chrome grill. 19,013 had those, so most of them had it. Probably the rest were like base model work vehicles. V73 vehicle statement, US Canada, probably the emission statement or something like that. So 19,868 had that. XGL had a 265 75 16 front tires on it, and 6,241 were the only ones that had that. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I thought that would be a common size. X88 conversion Chevrolet, whatever that means. 20,136. Maybe that means it had a Chevrolet emblem on the front. I don't know, but they all had that. It had a YD3 axle front axle code for whatever that means. Maybe for the half ton. Just meant it was a half ton because it's 20,136 on that one also. So. Okay, we start back up at the top on the next page. Alright, let's see, what do we got here? We got another code for YD6 rear springs. That just means the same set of springs as the fronts. They're 20,136. You've got the YE9 Comfort and Decor Convenience Package, which means probably some power accessories of some sort. You guys may know that more than I do. 18,961 had that, so that must mean that the rest were the base models. YGL, which is rear tires, 265 75 16, same as the fronts. And again, 6241 was a production number that had that. And ZGL, which is spare tire, the same size spare tire, so they all had to match. So again, 6241. This code is ZP6, which is unknown to this, but whatever it is, 14,411 also had that option besides this one. ZQ2 Driver Convenience Package, again, I'm not sure what that is, but 18,694 had those, so it was common. Had the ZQ3 Driver Convenience Package. 19,429 had that one, so again, most of them did. ZW9 base body or chassis. This is another mandatory thing. That just meant I guess they were all two-doors. I'm guessing at that. I don't know. ZY2 two-tone color combination. That means it had one color on the top, and then the bottom third or the bottom quarter was painted a contrasting color. 8,080 had that, so that's fairly rare. This was a Z71, and I don't know if I remembered that, knowing that when I bought it or not. I think it had some I don't think it had the Z71 emblems even on that. I think I had to put them back on it. Off-road chassis package. I know not many of you know what a Z71 is, but that's what it was. 7,017 had that, so that was about a third of them had it. 1SD option package 04, have no idea what that is, but 4,119 had those. It had option package 1SZ, which is another generic option package. I'm sure you guys know what that is, but 20,116 had that, so only 20 vehicles did not have that. Okay, this was 47D trim combination dark red cloth. 2,889, only the only ones that had that. Again, that means that's how many vehicles out of 20,136 had that color interior, so that was a rare interior. I guess most of them got blue, or probably most of them got gray of some sort. 47, I think that's 47L, which is interior trim dark red. That's just another code for that dark red interior. Again, 3,033 are the only ones that had that. Alright, so then we've got 50U, which is exterior color primary, which is Olympic white, which I thought that would be a common color. But look at this. That means only 3,868 Blazers had that color that year, painted white. 6GC, which is computer selected front springs. That's just a spring code. 17,390. Then you've got 7GC, which is spring right hand front spring code. Again, 17,390. Spring codes are boring. Okay, here's 91L. That's the secondary color exterior dark argent. That was a dark charcoal gray. That means that the wheel moldings and the bottom third or bottom quarter, whatever it kind of worked out to, was gray originally. It was not when I bought it. I had to repaint it. 4,548 got that option. Other ones got that option. AG9, that's adjuster 6-way power seat. It had power driver seat. Can you believe that? And 13,411 came through, other ones came through with that one. AK9, which is restraint system, rear shoulder belts. That just means it had rear shoulder belts in it. And they all did. 20,136, that was law. You had to have those. AM7, which is rear folding rear seat. I didn't know that was an option, but I guess it was. 20,000, well, it wasn't. They were all mandatory. They had that mandatory. Never mind. AU3, which is electric door locks, power door locks. 18,764 had those. You had AXP, which is VIN, multi-purpose vehicle, something with a VIN. 20,136. I don't know what that exactly. Just meant they all were like that. All right. Then you had A31, which is just simply power windows. And 18,764 had that. You notice that number is repeated from up here, so that was part of an option package, I'm sure. Okay, A95, which is front bucket seats. 17,858 had that, so that wasn't rare. I guess the other ones must have had a front bench or some sort of seat like that or whatever. BYP, which is sport equipment package. I'm trying to remember what that was exactly. But that was a Z71 Sport. I think they were called Sport. There was like a Z71 badge on it, and then somewhere it might have said Sport on it. But only 4,548 had that. These is a B32 that's just mainly front carpeted floor mats. 18,961. That was not uncommon at all. And B33, which is the rear floor mats. Again, 18,961. Then you had B71, which is ornamentation, exterior wheel opening molding. That was just those big wheel moldings. Trofeo, I don't know what that means, but 7,038 had that. Other ones. When I say that number, that means what I mean is that's how many other Blazers also had that in addition to this one. So even if I say it incorrectly, I hope you know what that means. C25, which is rear wiper. So 19,282 other ones had that. C49, which is the rear window defogger. This thing was loaded, wasn't it? 14,411 other Blazers also had that year. C5P, which is the 6,250 pound gross vehicle weight rating. 20,136. I'm sure that just means that was again saying that was a half-ton vehicle. C80, is that right? No, I'm sorry, C60, which is just manual front air conditioning. It's very common. 19,967 had it, so there was only a handful that didn't have air conditioning. DK6, which is front roof console. I guess that means that I think it had a the little console over the seats. 17,804 had that also, so that's a little uncommon. D48, which is outside left and right hand remote mirrors. Colored painted mirrors, I guess it was. 18,340. Alright, let's see. D55 console front compartment. That's just the between the seats console. 17,804 had that. Here's that page. Start on the next one. So you see there's been a few things that were uncommon with it, but the common stuff was very common. FK2, which is torsion-R, adjustable torsion-R front suspension, 17,431. Yeah, the FK3, that's left hand. The right, this is just the code for the right hand torsion-R, 17,431 also. Okay, then you had GT4, which is a 373 rear axle gear ratio. That was very nice. I love those gears. 9,308 had that. I guess the rest of them could have had either a 323 or a 342 or a 273 or something along those lines. Jan, that's just the Janesville, Wisconsin plant code. 20,136. That means that was the only plant that was producing those that year. Okay, let's see. Brake system. JB5 brake system, power disc, drum, vacuum brakes, 2136, they all had that. Paper's getting away from me here. Alright, then we got, there it is. But that's not part of that. I wonder if that's part of that cold weather package. KO5 engine block heater. It's supposed to be for Canadian, but it was not a Canadian vehicle that I know of. 2238. I think that was the same amount as that cold weather package. That had to be part of the cold weather package. I have a battery heater. Who knows? Okay, then you got K34 cruise control. 19429 had that. Generator, which means alternator, 100 amp alternator. 20,008 had that, so not quite all of them had that one. LO5, which is just a TBI 350 engine, V8 engine. 20,136, that means they all had 350 V8s, all of them. Alright, here's the one, MG5, transmission manual 5-speed, G-Trag, whatever you want to say that. MG5, 525 of those were all, there was 526 total that had a 5-speed in them. So if you have one of these, now you see how rare those are. Very rare. Okay. Transmission, MM5 transmission mode provisions, merchandising option 5-speed. Not sure what that means exactly. 525 again on that. Alright. NA1 emission system, less than emissions. 20,136, they all had that. Mission systems again. Altitude requirements, that may be high altitude requirements. 2,132 on that one. NK3 steering wheel sport soft rim simulated leather, 18,961. Okay, NY1 fuel tank shield, 11,379. And NZZ off-road skid plate package, 11,379. Steering column, tilt steering column, 19,429. Other ones had that. Aluminum wheels, that was very common, 18,639. Tire all, another tire code, 6241. Control sales item, there was 2708 of those, whatever that means exactly. R8V sales item code 71, 831, so that was rare, whatever that was. R9Z, another sales control item, 6,772. Sold orders, 7,263. I think that means it was ordered. That means that somebody went in and ordered that. So when they built it, it was already sold. Now, I'm not sure about that, but I think that's what it meant. Courtesy lamp group, 18,961. And that's it. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that read through. I thought I told this before how rare that is, but you know, when you talk about rare, you know, it's subjective. You know, just because something like that, there was only 525 or 526 that was made like that, that doesn't mean they're now automatically worth $15,000. They're not worth that much even now, but what they're worth to somebody is if you like rare things, and that one, you know, that was rare. And then there were several options in there that only had like 2,000 and 3,000 and 4,000 of them had that. So that was a very nicely equipped Blazer, and I hope somebody restored that eventually. But I'd be interested to know where the other 525 one of those are. If any of you have one of them, please post up some pictures or video of it. We'd like to see one of the other ones. So thanks so much for watching, guys, as always, and have a good one, and we will see you on another video. Peace.